subjects, as I do continue in isolation, I have had much time to consider that which does need amending, for as I'm sure you are aware, I, your sovereign lord and king, do make all of the laws, and I have thought long and hard about certain aspects of the law, particularly those that relate to treason. Treason, bearing arms against the king, conspiring against the king, and such like. Now, by the statutes of treasons of 13 and 51, it does set down that the punishments for treason for a common man and a common woman are indeed most foul. Indeed, not only will you suffer the most dreadful of humiliating deaths with the most obscene of pain, you will be responsible for your family being denied all of their wealth and possessions, for all of the property of a convicted traitor does fall to the king. Thus, if you were to be thought guilty of the crime of treason, knowing that you will face the most dreadful of deaths and that your family will be deprived of all, many such fellows to try and remain silent. They neither admit their crimes or their part in their crimes. Thus, they have to be allowed the opportunity to speak. We do afford them the opportunity of speaking by taking them unto my fortress of the Tower, and there persuasion is applied. Now, I have considered, in this great time of isolation, how things may be improved, and I have thus had brought hither from my fortress of the Tower my current range of equipment. These items, used by the tormentors at the Tower to loosen the tongues of those who seek to remain stoic and silent. It is indeed true that those fellows who are thought guilty of the crime of treason, upon being confronted by the very instruments of torment, it is quite sufficient to loosen of their tongues. And perhaps the most effective is that item referred to as the rack. Imagine having the appearance of a bed upon which you are placed, and then by the application of ropes you are stretched. All the slackness is taken up in your limbs. It is indeed most painful, and many are more than happy to speak. However, there are those more stoic in their nature, and other items have to be applied. We have here that which appears as naught but a common poker to enliven the fire. Place this poker in the coals of the fire, and when it is quite red hot as you lie stretched and taut upon the rack, it is applied to your soft parts. And here we have a whip of chains, again heated in the coals. When quite red hot, it is used to flail, to rip and tear of the flesh. And here, a device known as the tongue slicer. By applying it to your tongue and by slowly moving of the jaws, your tongue is cut quite in two. And here, an item with which perhaps you're all familiar, for this is indeed a thumbscrew. The thumbscrew, as you observe, is applied to the fingers. The screw is turned, the bar descends, and your fingers, not just your thumbs, are crushed. We also have a far bigger device for the crushing of the feet. Further, we have another device. This is for the slicing off of your ear very, very slowly. The device applied to your ear thus, and the screw tightened, It will slowly close and slice your ear clean off. But you know, even when confronted by these tools of torture and torment, there are those who insist on remaining silent. I have here a device comprised of 3 sharp prongs. 'Tis called the Spanish Tickler. And as you do lie taut upon the rack, your flesh upon your chest and your torso, upon your legs, will be ripped and incised. It is most effective. And here, this one particularly for those who have been found out in heresy, for this is termed the heretic's fork, attached by a leather strap about your neck. 'Tis plunged into your chest and into your jaw. It really, really does hurt. And here we have a device with which the most extreme caution must be used. For all of these devices are intended to loosen the tongue, not to kill. Killing is easy. Dead men don't speak. This device has the appearance of a barbed dog's collar, placed about your neck and then suspended from the roof. You do hang with the entire weight of your body resting on the spikes about your jaw. 'Tis extremely painful. But again, caution must be employed, for should you be left hanging for just too long, it has the potential to pull your head right off. And now, now, one of my favourites. 'Tis a device intended for the gentleman. For this, my loyal subjects, is the original Nutcracker. Can you imagine the pain? But ladies, you would not wish to be missed out. And we have a most splendid device. This device is termed the breast ripper. Heated in the coals, applied to the breast, 'tis squeezed, 'tis turned, 'tis pulled. Satisfaction is guaranteed. If you have not already subscribed, then please subscribe below and click the bell if you wish to be advised of new videos. But you know, for all these technical pieces of equipment, experience has shown that perhaps the most effective device is naught but a length of knotted rope. The knots applied to your eyes, the rope taken behind your head, tied, a piece of wood inserted and then turned. For although the dead may not speak, the blind can. But you know, torture. Torture has not always been the preserve of your government alone. Sir Thomas More, by whom many believe to be a saint, he, upon the authority of the church, did practice the most extreme forms of torture in his own household. For he was in rabid pursuit of heretics. He did employ the whip and such like, but more particularly, he did employ a device called the scavenger's daughter. This is a metal plate, circular or oval. It is about the area of a man kneeling upon his knees. it has brackets, which close too in the form of an arch. Thence the heretic, crouching upon the plate, with the brackets closed across his back, is kept in a confined position, tight and close. 'Tis most painful. It does exert the most tremendous pain upon your limbs. And this was practised by Sir Thomas More. I, however, would have naught of it. And you may ask, all of this, to what end? In English law, you cannot stand before a court of law and refuse to enter a plea. You must speak. You must say guilty or not guilty. Thus 'tis necessary to assist some in the uttering of those words. And thence, when you have admitted your guilt and stood before a court of your peers, then you'll be punished for that most foul crime of treason. Thank you for watching my video. If you have not already subscribed, then please subscribe below and click the bell if you wish to be advised of new videos. And please don't forget to like this video and to leave a comment below.